Hello from Gardening at Douentza here in Ireland, and this video is about how to reflower the Clivia. Now many of us have Clivias as house plants. It's a beautiful plant from South Africa, but it can be just that little bit tricky to reflower, so I'm going to tell you how to do it. So today we're out in my greenhouse where my Clivia lives, and as you can probably tell, this is an orange or red flowered Clivia, Clivia miniata. And this is probably the most common one that you're going to come across, but you can find them in shades of yellow or also with variegated leaves. Now, the Clivia is quite an easy plant to care for. There are just a couple of basics that you need to get right. And the first, I suppose, is that it does need some shade. So, if you're going to put it out in the garden for the summer, you do need to have it under the canopy of some trees. Or if it's in the greenhouse, it needs to be shaded a bit. If it's in your house, it's probably okay as long as you don't have it on a south-facing window. Also, the Clivia needs well-drained soil. So it needs well-drained soil, and it needs to be pot-bound. So the bulbs need to be fairly tight up against the edge of the pot. And this can be a reason why a Clivia won't reflower if it's been given too much space in the pot. And the Clivia does not like to be repotted, so that's another reason why to leave it in the pot for as long as you can possibly get away with it. Now, in terms of looking after it, it's easy enough. Water when in active growth in the summer when it dries out, and give it some liquid fertilizer. So I would use half strength liquid fertilizer every 2 weeks in summer 2020. But when you get to winter, things are quite a bit different. Now, in winter, or more precisely from about October to January, the Clivia needs a bright, cool, dry rest. Now, what does that mean exactly? It means that you need to stop watering your plant. So I do not water mine at all from October to the beginning of March, really, in the greenhouse. And it needs to be kept cool. Now, that temperature needs to be anywhere between 5 degrees to 10 degrees. I have mine in the greenhouse, and that's ideal because my greenhouse is kept at a 5-degree minimum in winter. But if you have a cool room in your house that will get down to 10 degrees, then that's the place to pop your Clivia come October. So you just leave it there and pretty much forget about it until you start to see those buds forming. And so exciting they are too. They come up from within the leaf axils. So if we have a look in here, in there, and they work their way up and then eventually culminate in lots and lots of buds that open in this kind of bowl-like fashion, as many South African plants do. And it is a glorious flower, one that flowers for a good long time, and it's well worth having as part of a houseplant collection. So enjoy your Clivia flowers while you have them, and when they finish flowering, as this particular stem has here, I recommend cutting off the top of it. Now, by cutting off the top here, you just stop the plant from producing seed, because you don't want it to pump energy into producing seed. You want it to make its bulbs bigger and bigger and therefore produce better flowers going forward. Personally, I don't bother to cut off the rest of the flower stem because that's green and it's going to photosynthesize for the plant and help add to its means of getting nutrition. So there you have it, the Clivia, quite an easy house plant to take care of. If you just bear in mind to give it a bright, dry, cool rest in winter, 5 to 10 degree minimum, and before very long you're going to be rewarded by wonderful orange or red or yellow flowers. Okay, I hope this video was useful. If so, give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you back in the channel again soon for lots more of this kind of video. Thanks very much for watching. Bye!